next phenomenal speaker, the amazing Angela Roth. She's a business coach, a mentor, and she's a specialist in visibility and expert positioning through the use of social media and public speaking. Her business, Passion to Prosper, helps heart-led coaches, service providers, and entrepreneurs, just like all of you here, to use their own passion to prosper. With Angela's speciality being in increasing the credibility and visibility of her clients through their expert positioning pathway, where she helps them to create their own events and build their audience through speaking and social media. So let's hear the applause. Let's imagine that we're in a big auditorium and we're going to raise the roof and we're going to give a drum roll. We're going to go, Angela, Angela, Angela. I want you to light up those comments to welcome on the fabulous visibility coach and mentor, Angela Roth.
Well, thank you, Sammy. It's really looking forward to being here tonight. So just really interested in all the things that you're doing.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have you here. And of course, there's a lot of people in the audience that want to know how to get more visible. Guys, give us a hashtag visible. They want to get more credible. Give us a hashtag credible. They want to use social media in a more effective way. Give us a hashtag social media if you want to do that. And to be able to communicate that message that's here, to get that out through public speaking. Guys, if you're on a mission, you want to get that voice out there and you want to be public speaking, give us a hashtag public speaking. I'll be going through and looking at all the things that you're sharing today. Angela, you've done so much for so many. And I was reading your bio and there was so much of it. I couldn't read all of it out here. So I've made sure that it's going in the description with this video. But it looks like you've been through some phenomenal changes. Like you started a business and that's evolved. And then you started a different business and that's evolved. And now you've gone into business with someone else. And you are the exact example of what we're talking about today. It's like constantly refining that purpose and moving towards that which you're really feeling called to move. So instead of moving against the tide, you're actually going with the tide and in fact creating your own. So for those that don't know you, please do tell us about a little bit about your journey and why you love doing what you do.
Yeah, definitely. So I think first of all, I just want to ask a question is, do you think that you're heart led? And do you know what that means? So what I'm saying there is, are you passion driven? Are you a coach who has a real vision, a real calling? So I would love you to put a 1 in the chat. I know Sammy's going to watch that. If you feel that you've got a passion and a mission to change lives, and often that's because you've had your life changed, something's happened for you that's made a significant difference, and now you're out there because you know that you can change other people. So let's see a 1 in the chat for that. And then, the other question I want to ask you is, are you waking up each morning with that drive inside of you? Are you enjoying every minute of every day when you're in your business? In fact, are your children saying, why, Mum, will you just put that phone away? Will you get off social media? Because, we think it's tea time. Is it that kind of situation where it's not because it's a duty or it's a chore or it's not because you're just doing everything in your business. It's because you love what you do and you've just got that drive behind you. Because for me, I did my first business was because I love color, I love jewelry, I love making jewelry and wearing it. And that was a way for me to create things for myself. But what I began to realize was I was actually releasing other people's passion. As they were making, they were talking and they were communicating and they were actually being able to share what they could do. But it fitted my family. So still passionate about color, still make jewelry, actually have a jewelry shop where I do things, making stuff in there. But then I got sidejacked. So coming before COVID into the weight loss world. Now, some of you may be weight loss coaches. So, put a 2 in the chat box if you're a weight loss coach. And I got into that business because I could see there was a need in the world. Now, I'm going to say that wasn't my passion. That was something I saw that was important. So ask yourself this question, is what I'm doing important? And am I doing it because it's important, or am I doing it because I'm passionate about it? Is it lighting my world up? And truthfully, I saw that business was something that was needed. And I, in COVID, tried to recreate a business that was virtual to help people around mindset. I still love to talk to people about that because it's been something that's been in my life. But I began to realize every day was like walking through treacle. So, you know, give us a 5 in the chat box if you've had days where you feel like you're walking through treacle, you know, and that kind of like everything seems a chore. And maybe you feel like a solopreneur and not an entrepreneur. Because I want to ask you this question. If that's what you feel like, if you really want to do and be successful in what you're doing, but actually each day feels like walking through treacle and like you're just not getting anywhere, your message isn't landing, you feel lonely, you know, just comment here, you know, hashtag lonely, hashtag solopreneur, you know, because Sammy and her community wants to help you stop that and help you get out there with other people and help you find people to be in a community with, to collaborate with. You know, I talk a lot about collaborative marketing, about raising each other up, but you can only raise somebody up when they're passionate about what they do. So for me, I knew I had to pivot. And the reason that happened for me was because I started making noise on the airwaves, asking questions. Are you lonely? Did you want to be an entrepreneur? Now you're a solopreneur. Did you buy into an expensive program because somebody used NLP language on you and they didn't find out what you needed or who you were or what you really would take your business forward? You know, I mean, I'm going to raise my hand up and say I spent completely the wrong amount on the wrong person. An American guy. Well, actually, he was a Welsh guy. I'm not going to say who he was, but he was working in America. So, you know, again, let's have a comment in the chat box. Did you ever buy a program, sign up for a video course? You know, those things that you put on the shelf, except they're not, well, that's on a virtual shelf, isn't it? Because they're all on your computer somewhere, yeah. And you've never been back and looked at it. Did you go down one of those funnels, you know, where you pay $27 and then you go into it and it says, oh, but you know what, you really need this bit. You know, that first bit was okay, but actually you need to pay $47 now for this bit. What about the next bit? Oh, actually, you really need this one, $67. Have you ever done that? Have you ever gone down there? Because you're looking for a way to get that passion out there and you're not getting it. It's not landing because you just don't know how to get it out there. When I began to speak about that, when I began to ask those questions, people started coming to me and saying, I need your help. You've been there, you can see me, you can understand me. And what I learned was, and what I'm just wanted to share with you, is that to get your audience to come towards you, they need to know who you are and what you believe. They need to hear you asking the questions that they are also asking, because you're asking them and you've got the answers. And they can, because you're asking them, they're like, oh, well, if she's asking that question, she's probably got the answer, or maybe she's been there or she's experienced it. So first way to get noticed in social media for all of you, top tip for tonight, get out there asking questions. Stop telling them about yourself. Stop telling them that you've got 6 cats or that you've had fish and chips for tea. Stop telling them, you know, that you love holidays abroad. These all might be true. You know, I don't mind posting stuff about my children. I've got wonderful children. I have got a cat. And so when I do post a picture about my cat now and again, but if you want people to sit up and listen to what you're saying, ask questions that ruffle their feathers. Ask questions that make those ripples, you know, that make them think. You know, have you spent a fortune on the wrong product? Get them asking anything that's whatever's connected with your business. I would love, I mean, Sammy's already been asking you, put a hashtag in there tonight. Now, what is it that you're passionate about? This is not the name of your business. I'm touching on what Stefan was saying. This is not the name of your business. This is not the thing that you do. This is the change that you make. Okay, this is your passion, is about the change that you make for people. And they, you know, that you've got to ask people questions about that change so that when they're looking at those questions, they know that's me. I want the answer to that question. And then in your posts, another tip for you here, you've got your question on your picture. Graphics are great in social media. People need something to like latch on to straight away. Question on your graphic, put a question on your picture, okay? That question will buy you 1 second of somebody's time. and they will look at the top line of your post where there needs to be another question. And that will buy you next 1 second to look at the next line of your post. Ideally, you want another question, okay? So the 3 questions are linked, they're leading them deeper. You're leading your audience and they're saying, golly, this is me. You know, where's she taking me? I need to know the answer. And then you've got a small paragraph, okay, giving them some answers, but not all of it, because they need to know that they need to come to you because you're the person that can give them the answers. But they can see and they can identify, they can register with it. Don't listen. Another top tip here I'm going to give you, like, if you want to keep people, actually give me a 5 in the chat box if you've been asked by a friend, by another coach, to go comment on their post, and when you've opened that post you're like, this is an essay, I haven't got time to read an essay, for goodness sake, I've only got about 3 minutes left of my day. You know, and also you don't want to make just like great posts or something. You want to, you know, you want to make a proper comment. You want to give value back to that person because you care about them, but you haven't got time. So you literally just put a like or a smile or something just to know that they've been there. Your social media posts need to be interesting. They need to be short and to the point, and they need to attract somebody in. You can come back tomorrow and tell them the next bit. All right, they are not going to read an essay, believe me. Social media posts are not essays. Go write an article, go write a blog. But if you want to attract people towards you, they need to be interested in what you're saying, and they need to be able to do it now because people flick through. Okay, people flick through. Don't ever buy, listen, don't ever buy those things that say, here's your social media post for 365 days. Please, don't buy them. Because all they do is there's like generic, they're just generic stuff. So come on, let's have a 7 in the chat box. Did you ever buy one? Did you think it would save you time on social media? We got Vanessa saying yes there. I bought one, by the way, just to let you know. I bought one. They're just out there and we think they're going to save us time. The trouble is nobody reads them because they're just generic posts. We don't need those. We need you. They need to know what your passion is. They need to know that you're going to change their world. They need to actually connect with you. And you know what? In doing that, you become your best lead magnet. When you show people your passion, they don't need another lead magnet. They don't need a $27 download. They just need you. So start talking about what you truly believe in, what change you're going to make in their life. Be empathetic. Show them that you've been there. You needed that help. You needed that support. And now, because of the help and the support that you've had, because of the change in your life, you can go out there and do it for them. You're going to set their world on fire because that's what they need. They don't need another health coach. They don't need another well-being coach. They need you and your passion.
Wowee, my goodness, guys and girls, we've been on a real journey in the comments here. lots of mic drops and nuggets and takeaways, and here's another thing. You've given so much. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you know, there's this whole element of curiosity. I mean, you know, we've got Melinda's going to be speaking at RippleFEST next month.
Brilliant. Yeah.
You know, it's all about curiosity. And what I love about good social media is when people say, hey, I'm curious. So they're not just asking a question for the sake of getting the response. They're actually curious. I'm really curious to know, like, are you experiencing this as well? Is this happening to you? Have you ever felt this way? And bringing in that story into it, which I think is really powerful. Angela, I think we're gonna have to get you back as well, because keep diving in, you know, from a content plan point of view. Guys and girls, how many of you would like us to get Stefan back so that he can do some planning and strategy with us? How many of you would like us to get Angela back to do some social media and content planning? I think that would be a a great masterclass to do. If you want me to collaborate with these guys and bring them back onto the stage, because there's just so much goodness in them that's just so juicy and we don't want to let them go, let me know. Say a yes, yes, yes in the comments if you want me to arrange something with them. Angela, because we're right at the precipice of time, I've got to get to our grand finale speaker on for this evening to keep on time as much as we can. Is there anything that you want to leave the audience with?
Just one thing. When you know that you're serving your passion inside of you, you will be able to prosper, but prosper, and because heart-led coaches, they think they're not too sure about asking for money. Okay, prosperity, prospering with your passion means that you will prosper financially, but with every pound that goes in the bank, with every dollar that goes in the bank, a little bit more of your heart goes out to the world. Okay, and that's what's happening, and you're actually changing lives. So you are earning. It's nothing wrong with earning a lot of money, by the way, because you can do with that, you can touch the world for good, and your passion will touch hearts and it will change lives.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's give it a hashtag, impactful income. That's what we're all here to do, right? We've got yes, 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 all throughout the comments. So Stefan, Angela, we're going to have to get you back.
Sounds good to me.
Guys and girls, give it up for Angela.